broadcaster with a national and international reach. Experience the difference with Luntha Television, where innovation meets experience. Our dedicated team, backed by cutting-edge technology, ensures seamless execution and unparalleled results. Luntha guarantees credibility and professionalism in all its endeavors and services. We offer, among this, production and broadcasting of jingles, music videos, narratives, documentaries, press services and programs on location or outside, live broadcasting of mass and other church functions, government or NGO functions, and political rallies, creation and broadcasting of special programs, sponsored content, sports and entertainment, and advertising for small, medium, and large enterprises. All services are offered at competitive prices. Tune in daily to catch Luntha Television on Zuko on Channel 51, Starsat Channel 474, Star Times Channel 474, Topstar 474, Kliye 007, GoTV on Channel 807, Azam on Channel 386, and live streams on our YouTube and Facebook platforms. You can find us in Area 2 Lilongwe or can reach us on 0883 815 055. Come, let us help you grow your business.
Hello and welcome to our today's edition of news, and you're with me, Charity Chilanga. First, let's have a look at the top stories.
Pope Francis urges Hungarian pilgrims to embrace peace. Health Minister highlights healthcare challenges and goes at a 5-year strategic plan launch. Government appoints a registrar of political parties, eliciting hope and optimism. And in our exclusive report this week, Brainerd Mwanza highlights the greatest need to review labor laws amid human rights infringement by some old laws.
We do have the details to these and many more. Stay tuned. Pope Francis has encouraged the Hungarian pilgrims to be men and women of peace and continue to safeguard their Christian identity. Speaking when he met the Hungarian pilgrims in the Vatican, the Holy Father thanked the Hungarian Church for welcoming Ukrainian refugees fleeing the war. We have a Vatican News report read by Helbert Katanda.
1,200 pilgrims from Hungary, accompanied by several bishops and Hungarian authorities, visited the Vatican on Thursday morning for a special encounter with Pope Francis, marking the first anniversary of his apostolic journey to the nation. The Pope visited Hungary from the 28th to the 30th of April 2023, where he addressed authorities, civil society, and the diplomatic corps, welcoming the pilgrims in the Paul VI Hall. After a brief meeting with the new president of Hungary, Mr. Thomas Sliaka, Pope Francis recalled how he came to their country first of all as a pilgrim to pray with them for their nation and for Europe threatened by the spectre of war looming again within its borders. The Pope remarked, reminding the Hungarian pilgrims that the gift of peace begins in the heart of everyone and comes when faithful decide to forgive, even if it is difficult, and this fills hearts with joy. The Pope hence entrusted the Hungarian Church to the intercession of Mary. Concluding his speech, Pope Francis thanked Hungarian pilgrims for their loyalty of Christ manifested in the testimony of faith, ecumenism, and relationships with their neighbors, in welcoming charity, even for those who are different, and respect for every human life, and responsible care for the environment.
Minister of Health Kombezi Luntha says the ministry is still grappling with various systemic challenges that hinder its ability to fully meet the healthcare needs of the population. She made the remarks earlier today during the official launch of the Health Sector Strategic Plan 3, HSSP3, which builds upon the successes and lessons learned from previous iterations and outlines a comprehensive roadmap for improving healthcare delivery over the coming years. Bridget Manuga with the details.
According to the minister, these challenges include disparities in healthy care access between urban and rural areas, limited availability of specialized medical services, and insufficient funding for critical healthy care initiatives such as disease prevention and healthy promotion programs. Chibonda emphasizes the transformative potential of HSSP3, stating the goal with not only to increase the annual health spending per person from 68,000 to 292,000, but also to ensure that every citizen has equitable access to quality health care services. She says this will involve strengthening primary health care systems, enhancing disease surveillance and response capabilities, and fostering partnership with both public and private stakeholders.
Indeed, today we're launching the dissemination of what we call Health Sector Strategic Plan 3, which is going to run from 2023 to 2030. Basically, in short, what we're looking at is that we did an assessment of the Health Sector Strategic Plan 2, which finished in 2022. So we did like a SWOT analysis to say, okay, which areas are our strong areas, where is it that we are weak, what are the opportunities which are there in the health sector, but also what are the threats and what is it that we can do to improve our services.
Georgie Jobe, the Executive Director of Malawi Healthy Equity Network MEHIN, stresses the crucial role of collaborative efforts in guaranteeing prudence and transparency during the execution of the strategic plan. He highlights the necessity for active involvement from both governmental and non-governmental entities to uphold accountability and ensure the effective utilization of resources allocated to health care initiatives.
What we just would want to say, we know there's the plan and there's also the health financing strategy. These go together because for the plan to be implemented, it requires resources. So our interest as a civil society organization is that there should be prudent management of the resources, especially those that are sourced locally at the health facilities, and also that there should be more ways of ensuring that we have more resources in the health sector.
The government has since highlighted the importance of community engagement and empowerment in achieving the objectives of HSSP3, emphasizing the need for collaborative efforts to improve healthy outcomes and address the underlying social demands of healthy. Overall, the launch of HSSP3 represents a significant milestone in the ongoing efforts to strengthen the healthy care system and improve the healthy and well-being of the population. Bridget Manoka, Luntha News.
Poor roads network, exorbitant flight ticket prices and corruption by airport staff have been cited as examples affecting tourism industry in the country. This is according to stakeholders at the ongoing 2024 Tourism Expo workshop in Lilongwe, which aims at appreciating challenges faced by tourists and industry investors. Emmanuel George has more in this report.
Challenges raised during the workshop includes that airline tickets are too expensive, poor roads infrastructure, as well as corruption by people who are working in the country's airport and border posts are corrupt. According to marketing and sales representative for Kenya Airways in Malawi, Leonard Namangandale, the status quo is due to high taxes, high authority fees, and a lack of competition on the market since big airlines stopped coming to Malawi, adding that passengers' demand also influence ticket pricing.
Yeah, situation is too high. The fares are still high. If you look at the taxes, devaluation affecting the prices. So the economy of Malawi is that influence or that causes the fares to be up. At the same time, the fares are high in Malawi because of the competition, the frequencies of the flights coming to Malawi. The big airlines are not coming to Malawi. So those are the issues which are affecting the fares to be high.
Concurring with the investors, Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Chances Simwaka, says he is aware of the high prices of the air ticket and that they are discussing with airlines agencies and airline operators to reduce the charges. He says plans are underway to bring more operators to increase competition.
Yes, there are several issues that were raised by the stakeholders, and one of them was the high price of tickets coming to Malawi. There are several reasons. Yes, issues of fees and taxes were mentioned. These are not the only reasons, because even the airlines themselves, maybe they've got very high overhead expenses and they push all that to a passenger.
On infrastructure, Simwaka says they are focusing on two issues: product development and destination market, which includes roads, airport, and they are working with the Ministry of Transport and others to improve this. The expo, which started on Thursday, will continue until this weekend. For Luntha TV in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Chiwocha.
You're still watching news on Luntha television. We'll be back after this short break.
The Episcopal Conference of Malawi ECM invites all Catholics and well-wishers to a fundraising dinner and dance for the second sub-region conference of the Bishops of Malawi, Zambia and Zimbabwe. The event will take place on Friday, May 30, 2024 from 7 p.m. at Sunbelt Capitol Marquee. Among other activities, there will be a raffle draw, live band and poetry performances. Single tickets are going at 55,000 kwacha, double tickets at 70,000 kwacha, and the corporate tab of 10 is going at 800,000 kwacha. For more information and reservations, please contact Gibson Mkanda on 0999 557 277, Chris Mankambera on 0999 262 042, and Martin Jolomole on 0884 340 922.
If you've just joined us, I know that you're watching news right here on Luntha television. Now a reminder of the top stories.
Pope Francis urges Hungarian pilgrims to embrace peace. Health Minister highlights healthcare challenges and goes at a 5-year strategic plan launch. Government appoints a registrar of political parties, eliciting hope and optimism. And in our exclusive report this week, Bernard Mwanza highlights the greatest need to review the laws amid human rights infringement by some old laws.
Moving on with the news, the Football Association of Malawi and Goshen Trust have ended their partnership NUMA with an agreement to heighten the Goshen City Women's Championship. The two parties ventured into a 6 million kwacha partnership when the Scotias were intensifying their preps towards COSAFA Cup, which took place at South Africa in September last year. In the sponsorship agreement, 29 million kwacha was channeled to support the national women's football team, while 10 million kwacha was allocated for the amplification of allowances for the Scotias in their COSAFA pursuits. Robert Katanga has filed a report being read by Salim Wash.
Since the Scotias' victory, the parties were reportedly not to be in a close contact, a development that ignited rumors that it was a flop. But both Farm President Fleetwood Haiya and Goshen City visionaries Prophet Shepherd Bushiri said there were some hiccups that delayed the completion of the partnership. Speaking during the presentation of the 21 million kwacha, Farm President Fleetwood Haiya said Farm did not understand the partnership in its entirety. Hence, they failed to honor some of its requirements. Haiya was quick to say the two parties have now reached a mutual agreement that will symbiotically cater the two.
It was indeed an honor and a blessing, and with gratitude, let me thank the Goshen City and Goshen Trust through the visionaire, Prophet Dr. Shepherd Bushiri, for the warm welcome that he allowed us to come. You know, in all sense, we're supposed to come and appreciate for what he did to us, regardless winning or not winning. But he is through his portfolio, Goshen City and Goshen Trust, made our Scotians to go to South Africa to play in COSAFA.
In an interview, Bushiri said the two parties had a minimal understanding on the partnership, as Farm thought it was a donation.
Well, so today actually is a day we have this meeting for the first time after a long time. Since they won the trophy and the many issues we had made commitments in the past, and today is just our fulfillment of the commitments which we actually already made.
In a separate interview, Chairperson of the National Women's Football Association, Adelaide Migogo, said the league will be held on soon, having received the much-awaited fund. During the event, Bushiri also said he has raised 10 million kwacha as a token of appreciation for the Scotias' gigantic performance.
The government has addressed a long-standing issue by appointing a registrar of political parties, thus alleviating frustration surrounding the enforcement of the amended Political Parties Act. Minister of Justice spokesperson Frank Namangale confirmed that Dr. Kizito Tintani emerged successful in interviews. Ministry of Justice spokesperson said his appointment awaits confirmation from the Public Appointments Committee of Parliament. Political and governance expert Dr. Boniface Dulani says this development is a potential catalyst for enforcing regulations outlined in the Political Parties Act, particularly concerning the issue of handouts. Robert Edward with the details.
Hopes may now begin to resuscitate on the political parties' handout honeymoon to be over, as the Political Parties Act, which was almost rendered white elephant, will now have a political party's registrar to enforce it. According to Minister of Justice spokesperson Frank Namangale, Center for Madibari Democracy Executive Director Dr. Kizito Tintani emerged successful during interviews by Civil Service Commission and was since appointed on 8th April this year, currently awaiting Public Appointments Committee of Parliament's confirmation. Renowned political and governance expert Dr. Boniface Dulani describes the appointment as timely with a right candidate.
But it's taken us almost 10 years. So I would say that the timing is good, but good in the sense that at least it's better late, as they say, than never. You know, in the ideal world, we should have had this registrar of political parties long before now. But hopefully, that as we move towards the the elections in 2025, I think this appointment will help to regularize, I think, this particular gap, and that we will end up, I think, with a lot more predictability and enforcement of the Act, not only including the issue of declaration of the sources of funding, but more importantly, I think, to oversee the issue of handouts.
According to 2018 Political Parties Act, the registrar has powers to register and deregister a political party, and in 2021, Parliament amended Section 12 of the Act by inserting a provision that requires political parties to submit their manifestos to the National Planning Commission for alignment with Malawi 2063 Development Blueprint. According to National Planning Commission Director General Thomas Mutali, by 31st January this year, Liberation for Economic Freedom Party, Muvi wa Chilungamo Party, and National Development Party were only political parties who had submitted their manifestos to the Commission. Malawians also expect Dr. Dentani to enforce declaration of political parties' funding sources and discouraging handouts according to the Act. The development comes on a 508 days countdown to the September 2025 general elections. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
There seemed to be a need to review some old labor laws amid growing concerns that the current laws are failing to fully respond to human rights-related violations. Stakeholders feel that failure to align the laws to the current state of affairs is a catastrophic, as most workers are injured during work, are left uncompensated or given peanuts. In our exclusive report this week, Brendan Mwanza highlights the greatest need to review these laws amid human rights infringement by some old laws. He takes us through a case involving one Blezo Beyange, who was working at Harako mine in the northern district of Kalunga, where he was injured 3 years ago. Let's watch.
On 24th October 2021, Gracewell Kayange woke up like on another working day, rushing to the only place that helped him make ends meet. Unfortunately, Gracewell felt like dreaming as he faced a traumatizing scene in course of his work. A rock dislodged from the roof of the mine to hit him on the waist, and as he fell to the floor, 2 other rocks fell in rapid succession.
When I wanted to step out, another rock fell on my head and my helmet moved away. When I wanted to wake up, there another rock pushed me through the back.
It took the effort of 4 other mine workers to remove the rock from him. The impact of the rock left him paralyzed from the waist down his body. Gracewell is until today unable to control his body system. He is now in what is called a permanent total incapacitation, and he cannot do any other work as his lower part is not functioning. The employer, Hara Coal Mining Company, managed to settle his medical expenses and was giving him small amounts monthly. At that time, the mining investor and his managers argued unanimously that Gracewell had been compensated through the support they provided to him, not only during his 5-month hospitalization, but also after he was released. In addition, they were adamant that Gracewell was attended to by medical specialists, including one from abroad, and that it was not justifiable to have him compensated in a different way. However, in the long run, through interventions by other stakeholders, in 2023, Gracewell was given a total sum of 2,700,000 kwacha as a compensation, which was given in 2 phases. The money is reported to have been used within a shortest period of time to sort out the needs of his 2 families.
I bought some iron sheets, timbers and other necessities for my roofing project. I also bought goats, fertilizer, a bicycle for easy transportation here at home, and some clothes for my children, among others.
Despite that the money is too little, bearing in mind his permanent incapacitation, Malawi's labor laws are serious catalysts to this what may be termed as injustice. While being excited that at last Gracewell was compensated, the Catholic Commission for Justice and Peace, CCJP, of the Diocese of Karonga believes that it is paramount to consider revising the current Workers' Compensation Act, saying it does not extensively tackle the suffering of the injured workers.
He was at what we call a production stage, the time where he would manage a number of things for his family. So as CCJP, we are in total dissatisfaction with this kind of formula for compensation.
Section 8 of the Workers' Compensation Act says where permanent total incapacity results from injury to a worker in circumstances in which compensation is payable, the amount of compensation shall be a sum equal to 54 times the monthly earnings at the time of the injury.
There are maybe issues that have outlived their usefulness, outdated. So reviewing a government document, it takes steps. It's not just an overnight or a day thing, but there have been several recommendations, and the positive feedback to the recommendations are already there, so the workers' compensation is under review.
In the long run, Gracewell and his family expect to be fed and ensure that children are taken to schools where fees is much needed. This is just a tip of an iceberg, as the most cases of workers' rights being violated are left unreported. CCJP says there are a lot of injustices that are happening in the mining sector, but authorities seem to have given a blind eye despite some of these issues being reported to them.
As CCJP, we are not sitting on our laurels. We will try our best to have the cases concluded either through legal means or through government.
Mining investors are getting richer at the expense of the poor workers who are given much work but less pay. If it was for a higher salary, Gracewell could have been compensated with more money. That would have helped him in taking a good care of his families and educating his children. It is important, therefore, to enhance collaboration among stakeholders and fight against all the injustices that workers are going through, not only in the mining sector, but also in all the workplaces. Together, we can end all the inequalities that are happening across Malawi as the rich continue getting richer, largely at the expense of the poor people.
With that idea, we've also come to the end of our today's bulletin. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
Pope Francis urges Hungarian pilgrims to embrace peace. Health Minister highlights healthcare challenges and goes at a 5-year strategic plan launch. Government appoints a registrar of political parties, eliciting hope and optimism. And in our exclusive report this week, Bernard Mwanza highlights the greatest need to review labor laws amid human rights infringement by some old laws.
You've been with me, Charity Jalanga. From all of us here, it's many thanks for watching and have a lovely weekend.